flashlight, Suunto Traverse Alpha, is excellent. Excellent with the flashlight at night. I'll be comparing the Suunto Traverse Alpha, beautiful condition. This watch, as you can see, was made in 2018 to the Suunto 9 Baro steel version. This watch was made in 2021. Size-wise, they are both the same, 50 millimeters. However, the screen size is very different. This has total of 37 millimeters of glass, sapphire glass, and the inside is about 35.5, 36 millimeters. Yeah. So there's the size together. And this one's about 16.5, 17 millimeters thick. This one's about 15, 15.5. This has the 5-button, which I can tell you sometimes it's useful, better than the 3-button display. It has the NATO strap, and surprisingly, it's a great strap. No question about it. Still the metal buckle. It's been worn and used in construction site. Not a scratch on it. Stainless steel bezel. This is also stainless steel bezel, but covered in PVD coating. And as you can see, PVD is scratched up a little bit there, as you can see close up of it. This one, none, no scratch. The back here is the polymer compound. This is carbon fiber with polymer. This is sturdier than this back. I'll be honest with you. I know I've had people when they want to change the spring bars here, they have scratched it up there. I have not tried, and I will not try. They have scratched up here. This will not happen here. Plus, this has a quick release. Obviously, you can put the quick release on here. It's the same band, 24 millimeter band. Now let's get down to the watch. This is not a fitness watch. This is a GPS tracking watch. This has everything this does except for one, and I do think it's an important function, but this does everything this does and more. And just to get off the bat, the one function which I think is important is this one here. I can add in a GPS location manually here. Okay, see how it's changing? I can add in a GPS location. You can do it different ways, and you do this, and then this, and then this, and this. You cannot do it here. You look on the Suunto app map, you touch on the map, or you do Komoot. I use Komoot also. Touch on the map and do it. This you can add a location without, and this, trust me, is a great feature. And it has the back button, which goes back easily. It's not a touch screen. This one has the touch screen or the buttons, which means multiple button pushing. Yeah, let's go here. Okay. So here you have to do whatever. Multiple button pushing to get there, you go there. And then if you want to go back, you go back. You gotta do it again, and then back up here. Or you can just swipe this way and get it done. This one has the back button. The other thing this one does immediately that this watch does not, and again, this is a GPS tracking watch. You hold this button down and it saves the location immediately for a waypoint. Now, I'm indoors now, it's not going to connect. GPS connectivity. This one, before the Ukraine war, because it uses both the American GPS and the GLONASS Russian GPS, before the Ukraine war, or the last couple of months, was fantastic. Now I have to put it solely on GPS because maybe the Russians or the Americans or whoever is blocking the GLONASS network system is not that good anymore. With this one, it has a lot more. I use the Japanese, the Galileo, so I have it on Galileo and GPS and the Japanese network, and it works great. This one, before, used to be able to catch inside buildings very easily. This one would take a little bit longer. However, I have not found any huge differences in them. This screen, the way the numbers are large, is much better. You can select what information you want on it. You cannot modify and customize the screen. But this one, if you want to customize the screen, I'll show you guys. Let's look at watch faces. Oops, back up. And you put anything digital. This one here, you can't get other details on it. There you go. And you can change the color of it to make it anything, colorful. You can reverse it easier and do the watch face. So you have a wider selection of what you're able to do. However, it's maybe too much sometimes. There you go. You can do the white faces. Okay, I'll leave this like that. And then here you tap and you can change the function world time. So this is almost similar to this, okay, if you want to know the truth. Just reversed. So this is, again, this one, as you can see, due to the contrast and level, is easier to see. This one in the low light, but you have the automatic backlight. In the end, this watch for me is a watch you use for rock climbing, hiking. It's a durable watch. Just wash this out and you're done. This watch is just as durable as this watch. However, due to the added sensors, you kind of want to protect it, but it's still, as you can see, I have the damage there. The watch was perfectly, and this was hit on rock climbing on a granite rock. That's it, quartz rock, whatever. This watch is actually compared, and I put screenshots of it, to the Apple Watch 6. Heart rate is very accurate. It's mimicking. The only difference is if there's a quick drop or increase, it takes about 10 seconds longer than the Apple Watch to adjust. The bands are fantastic. Now I'll go to each one individually. This watch here, like I said, is a GPS watch. You have this adjust, and you can put any screen you want on here. The compass is as good as that compass. You have the steps. Again, the steps do not get transferred onto your phone. They only stay on the watch and they get reset. You have sun up, sun down, moon up, and moon down. This face is available. It goes back. This is a beautiful watch, I will not say. You also have the red backlight on it. Here you can do the different navigation things. Display, you can adjust the display on it. What you want to show. Stopwatch, you go here to click the stopwatch, and then it starts, and you have to go here and stopwatch. That is a little bit more complicated, but it's not meant as a stopwatch. It's meant as a watch for navigation, for hiking. The altimeter, if you put foods out on it, takes a while to connect, but it does work and it is fairly accurate. I have found it is not as accurate as this watch, as the 9 Baro. Charging, and here's the difference in the charging. This is the charging cable for the Suunto Traverse. This thin thing is the charging cable for the Baro 9. And trust me, it does feel much cheaper than this. This feels like a Cat 6 internet line. This one feels like a cheap appliance connection. Again, I cannot understand why they have so many different connecting points. This was good, or this is good. The new one even got another one, the Peak. This is what's bothering about Suunto. A lot of the features that were on Suunto before Garmin have been adopted by the Apple Watch Ultra. However, Suunto has been passed on to 3 different companies in the past few years, and it looks like they are being not updated as they should. It's a great company. It's got a great history. I used to use Suunto diving watches. I loved them. Diving computers. I've used them for 25 years. They were fantastic. Their compasses were great and are great. Their watches are great. They're built fantastic quality. Look at this watch compared to the Garmin. This is elegant. It's beautiful. Yes, it is big. It's as big as the Garmin. Actually, the screen is bigger than the 7 Solar of the Garmin. And you don't miss anything. Yes, the Garmin screen is a little brighter, 1000 nits, but it's still the way this display is. You don't miss anything. With this one, I have a screen protector on it. That's why it's this high. But I love this watch. This watch is the ultimate apocalypse watch. However, both problems, they're not solar. If they were solar, they could run solar, they would be the 100% awesome watches, but they're not. If someone's comparing between these two, I think the only deciding factor you would have to do is which one is more important. Is the fitness that does tracking, and I have found it very accurate. Also, this one rates the heart rate variability and does an algorithm analysis if you are stressed, inactive, recovering. I have to say it's fairly accurate. There's been lots of times I'm stressed and I push this, and it says stressed last 20 minutes, last 30 minutes, or last hour, or recovering or inactive. The accuracy of this device is amazing. I know people have complained about it, but if you actually know how to use it properly, it's just as good as the Apple Watch, which is a benchmark that every video recorder is basing it on. Oh, it's the most accurate. Well, if it's the most accurate, this is accurate. Now, see, like I said, you saw the screenshots I put up. Again, it measures the steps. Everything is connected to the Suunto app on the phone, your training sessions, the altitude. And yes, I am 1 meter below sea level. I'm right next to the beach, my beach house. And the sleep, okay, this hasn't, I didn't wear this for 2 days, so yeah. You do have this, and then you exercise, a lot more exercises here. You can, all these exercises, and then you can even fine tune it better if you want. Then you have the navigation, which you have the points of interest, much easier to load than the Suunto Traverse Alpha. You have the routes, you have your location, you can do compass, bearing navigation, which you cannot do on the Suunto Traverse Alpha. And that's the only reason I chose this over the Peak, because of the bearing navigation. Meaning you point, you put on bearing navigation, you put it the watch eye level, you click on it, and it automatically guides you to that point on the compass. Whether you go left or right, it will continue pointing to that area. Okay, let's see. Here's the logs, exercise logs, and the timer. Now the timer, it took a little getting used to, Because it's like this, but then you slide up and then you have all these options here and you can adjust it. And then up here you go to the settings. And every time you slide this way, it goes back to the main screen. I love this watch. The sensor is here on the side as compared to the sensor being on the back. And this sensor seems to be a little bit better than this. Of course, both watches, temperature, it picks up the skin temperature, but this one actually picks up the surrounding temperature much better because it's not touching your skin. This one, the barometric pressure is not 100% accurate on it. But I can tell this is a beautiful watch. Like I said, look at this. I've been wearing it for construction and not a scratch on it. Not one scratch. The steel bezel is much nicer. This one is more elegant, has the PVD coating on the steel bezel, which actually feels plastic, to be honest with you. I had to have it checked to verify this is what was happening. The straps, I tried different straps on this. I went back to this because I like it. I bought a NATO strap, like the one that Titanium has, a NATO strap, which is similar to this, except quick release. I put it back to this. I like this strap a lot. In the end, if you're looking at both these watches, durability is very comparable. I would say this case is a little bit more durable because it has the carbon fiber mixture in it. This is just straight polymer. If you don't want to see any scratches, bezel, this is the one to get. Again, if you look for a fitness watch, this is the choice. And the prices they're selling now, I think for me, this is a much better watch than Garmin. I know many people disagree, but in my opinion, it is. Anyway, that's both watches. Both are awesome. Both do their job. It's a separate job they do. But if you can only get one, you decide whether you want strictly GPS or a fitness watch. I hope Suunto does update them and takes care of the future of the company better. And I think that's the only drawback that's going to stop someone from purchasing any of these devices. Thank you.